song was so good, I brought it back for a second week. Anyway, my name is Blair Armstrong. I am Team Armstrong Coldwell Bankers. You see behind me, we are a global luxury specialist realtor inside the Coachella Valley, and also brand ambassador for the global luxury line of Coldwell Banker. We're super excited to share that with you sometime in the future. But if this is your first time here, as I said, my name is Blair Armstrong. This is Old Guys Still Rock. And this is episode number 44. So if it's your first time here, go back and check out some past episodes. Kind of have some common threads that lead us all the way through. But the whole purpose of this podcast is to share our losses and share the wins, and knowing that you're not alone. Today's episode, which in just a few moments, we're going to join a good friend of mine for almost 30 years and co-host of the show, Brent Wright. But we're going to talk about the silos that we've been living in lately. They've become echo chambers, and that echo chamber is now starting to become deafening, meaning it's become a detriment to what we're supposed to be doing in society. So sit back, strap in, let us know what your thoughts are after the episode, either if you're watching on YouTube or if you're watching through Spotify. Those are the two things that we're on right now. Let us know what your thoughts are. And if you do like the episode and you feel like it's going to be able to help somebody else, feel free to share this show. That's the whole premise of this. We are not a monetized podcast, meaning we don't have sponsors, we don't have advertisers. So getting our word out is a little bit more organic. We're counting on you to do that. So again, thank you for all the support that has supported us so far. If you haven't yet, subscribe either to the Spotify channel or to the YouTube channel, which way you watch this. And again, we're going to go ahead and jump to the other side, join up my good friend Brent Wright, and we're going to talk about the deafening sound of living in a silo. Take care, and we'll see you in a little bit. All right. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be watching us. We are Old Guys Still Rock. I am Blair Armstrong. I am a global luxury specialist realtor, actually now a brand ambassador of Coldwell Banker Global Luxury. Whoop, whoop. So we will be doing some cool things over here the next couple of weeks, months, years, whatever. I am located in beautiful Indian Wells, California. We are starting to ripe up a little bit in weather here, meaning is I think we're going to be in the mid 80s. We're supposed to even sniff 90 next week, but that's short and brief. And then on my right, possibly your left, is a good friend of mine for almost 30 years, Brent Wright of Brent Wright Incorporated, located in beautiful Eugene, Oregon.
Liquid sunshine in Eugene, Oregon.
Hey, April showers bring May flowers.
That's right.
Unfortunately, April showers, May flowers, and possibly June flowers.
June flowers, yeah, exactly.
How is you?
Good.
Yeah.
It's been from a weather standpoint, it's been bouncing around like a kid on crack. So One day 73, the next day 51. So. And then the next day raining and 60. So it's kind of a mixed bag this time of year. As you notice, I'm a little more clear and less allergies. So yeah, that's been good. Pretty jazzed about that. Lots of activity, a flurry of activity in all avenues. We have the Wellness Center grand opening the 15th through the 20th. And we're going to have 2 live radio spots where they're going to come out here with the van and do that cool, fun stuff. So I'm pretty excited. Any locals listening, we're on 101 and KPNW, I believe. So, or the Beat. I don't remember. We're with Bicoastal Media. Tab Davis set us up and got us a deal, and we're going to promote and tote on the radio. So,
God, that name sounds familiar.
Yep.
Is he an old BNI guy? I gotta know that guy.
She's Chamber and BNI and Springfield Greeters and a number of things. So.
Okay. Well, good job. So what date is that?
The 15th through the 20th.
Okay. Well, guys, look forward to that. If you're out in the Eugene area or close by and the surrounding areas that you can drive there, definitely go ahead and take a look at what these guys have created, from lifting weights to oxygen chambers to cold plunges to saunas. There's been a large investment, and it's something that Brent's wife has been looking to do for a long time, and now she's had a final channel. And it's not just to, I think the biggest thing is what you see out of this, what I see out of it, what I'm watching, how all of this has worked over the last couple of months, is that this is an avenue to help people become better. And it starts with becoming healthy, right? If you're not healthy, you can't become better, regardless of what you say. Some people have eating disorders. Some people have weight issues, whatever it may be. Some people have anxiety. And this wellness center, instead of fitness center, this wellness center is an avenue to help you get back on track. Maybe you've hit a valley of in your health, and you're trying to find some different avenues that pills are just no longer making things work. So I think the only thing else you're missing in there, dude, is you got to get an acupuncturist, or maybe you have one slide in and I didn't know about it.
No, we haven't opted to have any third parties come in. No acupuncture, no massage. No nails, no hair, none of that stuff. We just don't have the space for it currently.
Well, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane and work it out, right?
Yep. We do have a 9,000 square foot space possibly coming open towards the end of the year. And if everything goes well, then we'll have 16 studio offices that will be lighting up. Okay. So there is a possibility for that. Right now, just trying to get the dang thing open and producing some cash. So
yeah. For those of you guys the first time that are watching this, one thing that you can see, and you can actually go to my webpage at teamarmstrong.com, and that's not promoting it. The point of it I'm trying to make here is the main focus of this podcast, if this is your first time here, is we are, in essence, trying to build community. We have been locked in, which exactly what we're going to be talking about today is we've been locked in this silos for the last couple of years, really realistically since 2020. Actually, maybe even before that. And we become segregated to a lot of different people. So even though that Brent is bringing in this wellness center, he just said, I want to use that as an example, is he just said that, okay, I'll have some 9 other office spaces possibly for rent here, and that may come into it. And what I see of that, and probably what you guys who are watching this see of this, is now it's just another way to build community of like-minded people that are helping to grow their business, but working with others. It's the same thing with networking groups. It's the same thing with going out to playing golf with guys that you don't know about. Whatever it is, it's building community. And that's, one thing that, we stress with Team Armstrong is we're building communities by building community. And going out there with different walks of life. I mean, I have people all over the board, from right, left, center, gay, straight, whatever it may be to it. But the point of it is we're all working together to whatever that plan is to buy a house, to rent an apartment, to find a vacation rental, whatever that is, but we're working together to do that part. So that's where we are. So you ready, man?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I just been over the last couple of days, I've been thinking about this, and it keeps coming up. And we talked a little bit about it before we started here this morning. But I just feel, and I just said this a little bit ago, I feel that one of the things that we've said recently, and all of us said this, like, oh, these people are my tribe. These people are my tribe. I'm going to go with these guys because these are my tribe. And we got segregated into that tribe, and we didn't look outside of any other tribes. And then that's where we talked over the last couple of months. We also talked about living in a silo. It could be an individual silo. It could be just your tribe is in a silo. And what happens is causes an echo chamber. This is just my thoughts. Again, part of this podcast is to share my thoughts and my experiences. Therapy Thursday.
That's right.
But so we have these tribes. They agree with what we say to us. Sometimes we say things good, bad, and different. But they're like, yeah, I totally agree. And it makes us feel good and feel comfortable. The problem that I am starting to see with that, and I'm guilty of it because I did the same thing. I surrounded myself with people that made me feel comfortable. is that that echo chamber is starting to become deafening because I'm not getting better staying in that echo chamber. I'm not working with other tribes, which we just talked about. I'm not working with other tribes and listening to what they say to help us get better. Does that make
Well,
sense?
more importantly, what we were also talking about is when you're in that echo chamber and your personal cup is empty,
Mm-hmm.
what do you do?
Mm-hmm.
Do you continue to pour out to your detriment? Do you get other people involved? Is your tribe there to help you? Or are they just there to make you feel better about what it is that you're doing because they're doing similar things, right?
Yeah.
And so, you know, if you are the type of person that feels like you just keep pouring into others and nobody's pouring into you, and you're just at wit's end with that,
Mm-hmm.
please reach out to us.
Yeah.
We'd love to hear from you. We'd love to support you. I'd love to give you some tools
Mm-hmm.
and some equipment to make that happen.
I think
Because
that. Oh, go ahead. I'm
you
sorry,
can't,
man.
you just can't keep pouring out of an empty spout, right? So,
Yeah,
go ahead.
I think that's really really big, and we touched on this a while back. Is how high the suicide rate is now. Um, surround yourself who you want to emulate, and when you surround when you're in the valley and you can't see the top of the mountain anymore, you're going to find other people in that valley, and that valley can become very dark. And if you don't have an avenue to get out and people are like supporting you, oh, it's okay, it's okay, it's okay. Yeah, I'm going to bend through it, but they're not giving you any opportunities to help you get better. And you're watching other people maybe like, this may be enough. I'm kind of done here and giving up. It's not what we're here for. So with Brenna's offering, what we're always offering, if you're in that silo right now, if you're in that echo chamber of FML, uh, I just don't have any more to pour. I just kept pouring and no one cares. That's a bunch of BS. A lot of people do care, but you're going to have to start chipping away at that echo chamber that you're in, or at least stick a hand out so we know where to go. Um, I don't know where to go with that. What else with that? I mean, you
Yeah,
there's a
I got
little bit
it.
of self help that you have to have in there. But
Mm-hmm.
just knowing is if you're in that valley, I guess I'm saying is if you're in that valley right now, um, there is opportunity for you to have to get out of that valley.
So it's a reticular activation situation. So when you buy a red car, what do you start seeing as you drive down the road?
Red car.
Red cars. When you are having the time of your life and you're feeling like everything is going well and you couldn't make a mistake if you tried.
Mm-hmm.
What happens? You keep succeeding.
Right.
You keep growing. You keep prospering. And what happens when you stop? It's because you likely got around people that were not growing, that were not prospering,
Mm-hmm.
and that were negative.
Mm-hmm.
And we've talked about this a couple of podcasts ago. If you have 10 minutes of negativity in your life, it takes you the whole bloody rest of the day to get
Mm-hmm.
right with that.
Mm-hmm.
So if you are in that valley, the best thing you can do for yourself is throw a hand up to people like us. There are avenues that can help you, and we are offering to be one of those avenues, one of those conduits, if you will. The bigger problem is that if you stay in that valley and you surround yourself with people that are in those valleys, the likelihood of your ability to get out of it lessens and lessens with
Mm-hmm.
each interaction. It's the red car syndrome.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I read something the other day, kind of being about this because I'm going to be honest with you. Today I woke up and I was not feeling it. It's been a struggle today to get in the gym and get some stuff done, but everyone has those days. So it's nothing different. But I read something the other day and it said, the experience of being on the mountaintop can help your life down below in a new, different way. I mean, when you're on that mountain and you look back down where you came from, when you're back down in that valley, which will happen, remember what it was like on top of that mountain and knowing that you were there before and you can get back there again. It's just going to take some work. And I think what you just said a little bit earlier too is sometimes we get super comfortable. I reached that mountain and you forgot what it looked like down below. And then what happens if you forget what it looks like down below, you don't know how to get back to the top. So,
Well, what got you there is the
right?
question, right? So what got you to the top, and then what got you to the bottom? And likely it was inaction that helped you get to the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Not acting on that email that came in, not acting on that text that came in, not acting on that request from a customer, that request from your boss, that pick something. If inaction is your struggle, I can give you some tools to help you with that. But you got to want it at least a little bit, just a little bit.
I think there's a lot of us that do want it, but what we're surrounded by is that it looks really easy. If you don't feel like you have the talent, then it becomes very hard. So you just quit.
Oh yeah.
Right.
My son, prime example, 7 years old, really good at a lot of stuff. But what he's not good at, he gets mad. And when he doesn't win, he gets mad.
Yep.
Which is weird because when he wins, he's not celebratory. He doesn't stay in that space for long. He's like, "Yep, I won. Let's move on. Let's get some stuff done." But when he loses, he stays in that space for a long, long time. And that's what I'm coaching him on right now, is sitting in your loss for a length of time that it teaches you what you need to do differently next time, and then get out. Mm-hmm. Get out of that valley. Crawl out of that valley. No matter who's trying to drag you down. Mm-hmm. Even if it's you. It's usually you.
Right. And let's use that. I mean, so let's just say that your family, even though you're one unit, are all different tribes.
Mm-hmm.
April's got a talent. You've got a talent. Lincoln's got a talent. Daughter's got a talent.
Yep.
You all rely on those talents, right? Even though you come, in essence, you guys kind of share a bloodline and you're married and you're yoked as one, through the eyes of God. But all of you have special talents to help each other become better. And I guess that's where I'm trying to go with this. And this is where you're doing a really good job of clarifying what I'm trying to put out in words, is that from the beginning of time, there's always been tribes. And those tribes had specific responsibilities and purposes to carry on society, to conquer the evilness of that time and of that world.
Yeah.
So be in your tribe, but learn how to interact with other tribes. And when your tribe gets stuck, be the one to step out of that tribe to go pull somebody else from another tribe to help that tribe get up better. And that's where leadership is really going to come into this, is that it's going to take a couple people out of that tribe to go out and hunt or search for that missing piece. And that missing piece is definitely inside of a different tribe. And as much as society wants to pull us apart and be segregated and not work with each other, as we've been saying from the very beginning of this podcast, is that we need to build that community, and it's not going to be fun, and it's going to suck, and you're going to have to cross lines that that normally you didn't think that you were going to cross. But we have to find something to build community, because the farther and farther we get apart, the worse and worse we're going to become.
I'll give you a visual. I use this one often with my teams. Can you paint a house effectively and efficiently with a 1-inch paintbrush?
Absolutely not.
Can you paint a house effectively and efficiently with a 14-inch roller only?
No.
So some days you might be the paintbrush, some days you might be the roller.
Mm-hmm.
And the days that you are the paintbrush and you need the roller, you need to find that, or you need to become that.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what you're saying, is that we all have gifts and talents, and some days we are the paintbrush and some days we are the ruler.
Right.
And the days that you need the other, go find it. And in this community that we're building here, mm-hmm. around this podcast, we have a vast array of people that we can pull from to help us get where we need to go. Mm-hmm. I will tell you that 100%, we wouldn't be here. My wife and I and our wellness center wouldn't have been here if we had not had Kate and Edna on here.
Yeah. Yeah.
100%.
True.
That was
1,000%.
That was the trigger that started it.
Yeah.
Can you imagine how many people's lives we're going to affect mm-hmm. by that one interaction, by that 1 hour?
And see that, and I will go back to one thing that I'm confident in saying, and I'm slowly realizing this. And this has been over the last couple of months, and that's probably the reason why one of the many things that I've married my wife for is that we're connectors.
Yeah.
I'm a massive introvert, and people are like, why do you go to bed so early? And I'm like, I'm so mentally exhausted for doing what I'm doing right now. Right, this is a big step for me to go ahead and put myself out there. Like, am I going to stumble? Am I going to say the wrong thing? Am I going to offend somebody? That's what goes on in my mind.
Well, you're going to do all of it, but that's okay. It's our podcast.
It's our podcast. If you don't like it, sorry. Go get your own podcast. Hit 44 episodes and then come talk to me, right? That was my cockiness that came out. But anyway, what I'm thinking about that is, it's like, okay, I've connected, I was a connector for it, and this doesn't make me great or anything. I'm just telling this is what I feel my purpose is, and I'm understanding it more and more and more. We brought Caitlin and Edna on here. You guys started your wellness center. We had a great conversation with Joe Daniels, coaching football players over in Europe. The Sean LaRue's, the Ken Johnsons, the Ken McCumbers. We've had a couple other people on here. The point of it is a lot of us you wouldn't have known those people, and the people that you brought in here, I would have not known those people, and how those relationships come to fruition, whatever that is. But then we all said, okay, we put that podcast out and attach their names to it, and it goes out through social media, and now we're connected to those people. And maybe, just maybe, we changed one person's life by that. The wellness center.
Yeah.
Selling a house. Does buying a house change your life? It's not going to. I don't know if it'll change my life. It makes me have a comfortable life, which, you strive to become better and better and better. The point of it is I'm talking to people that I would never talk to before, and now I have a relationship with them, and how that relationship is really up to me. It's really up to everybody about it. But it's constant connection. It's constant building community to do different things. And so, like today, we're going golfing. I'm going golfing. We're going to be 3 of us buddies. One guy dropped out, so I'm bringing in one of my clients, and he doesn't know anybody on here.
Perfect.
We're going to go have fun. We all semi-suck. Sometimes we're semi-good, but doesn't matter. The point of it is we're bringing in a new relationship. Chrissy's really good at that. I'm really good about connecting different people. And so that is where I'm trying to find my talent, my purpose to bring different people together. That's my gift. So
it's a great gift. You've given it to me for many years, and I'm grateful for it. I mean,
BNI, right?
Well, for our first interaction, go to my BNI group or kick rocks. Straight up, that was exactly our first interaction. You know, is I will connect you with 17 other people, or I'm not going to connect you at all.
Right.
And it is your God-given gift. It is your talent. So
I know a guy. And if I don't know the guy, I know a guy who knows a guy.
Exactly.
That's a part of me. My clients will say that to me all the time.
Yeah.
And I'm going to circle, I just did a Jen Psaki. I'm going to circle back to this. But the point of it is, after a couple of conversations with clients that I have buying a house, and they're like, well, I'm looking for this. Like, I have somebody for you. And then a couple will have a conversation. Well, maybe we'll do this. Well, I have somebody for that. And then they ask, something comes in and they're like, wait a minute. Let me tell you. I bet you got a guy. I'm like, I got a guy. The premise of the whole thing is what we started talking about at the beginning of this thing is we have to stop. I'm guilty. The only reason I'm calling this out and saying this stuff is Brett and I both have been guilty. Is we love our silo. We love being in this comfortable space, knowing that sometimes we have a little bit more wisdom than anybody else, or we can share stuff. But people we know that we share it with are not going to tell us that we're stupid or dumb or whatever, or that we're crazy. They agree with us. Point of it is I don't want to be in a silo anymore. I'm not fulfilling my purpose that it's been instilled in me, in my DNA, to go out and help this community grow if I stay in my silo and stick on this podcast and feel real comfortable and not talk about what I want to do for changes and go do them. Yeah. Brent always says on each one, and I know what his is go make a damn difference. We should always pursue perfection. And I just heard this the other day, because the worst thing that will happen is we'll become excellent at that spot. We'll never be perfect. We'll be excellent. One day we'll be excellent for whatever we're trying to pursue. But if we stop pursuing, then what's the purpose of being here?
Did you see what I posted this morning?
I did not.
Your record for yesterday is your minimum standard for today.
Yeah.
Do one better than you did yesterday, basically.
Yeah.
New records every day. I got to share something with you. So yesterday, at the end of the day, doing my shutdown routine, got all my stuff ready to go. I put it by the door right before I leave out of my office. I grab my stuff. I put it in my truck. I do all that stuff. We had a company vehicle breakdown, get stuck at a vendor's. And so I ran down there to try and fix it. And then I come back and I'm out of my routine. And I forgot my lunch pail, forgot my water bottle, forgot my dirty dishes. Get in the truck. I got a project, so I'm hyper focused on that project, heading home, getting it done. So that way I can spend time with the kids, spend time with the wife, animals, all that good stuff. Didn't want to be out past dark, dealing with it in the rain. And my wife calls me out. She says, "Where's your lunch pail?" I said, "Man, this situation threw me off." She said this exactly. "So you're going to let something so little as a car breaking down throw you off your game?" Probably need to tighten that up a little bit, don't you? Little smirk on her face. Yep. Called out.
Yeah.
Asked and answered. Right? And so she's right.
She's right.
I create these little silos in my life so that way I can be consistent and produce success. But is it really success? It's consistency. And yes, it is creating a successful situation. But unless I have adversity every once in a while and I adapt to that adversity, I'm not growing.
I think that's what you just said there is the key. And this has been a very hard journey. If Chrissy was sitting next to me, she would say this is sometimes is the correction. Why are you fighting the correction?
Yeah.
You want everybody else to get better. So why are you fighting your correction? Right?
Yep.
Right? We get mad. Why is this person not here? Why is this person not doing this? I can't believe this person thinks this way. Well, what are you thinking?
Yep.
When someone corrects you, you telling them stupid? Or they're out of their mind. Why would you think that? It's very evident. That's what goes on in this world right now. I mean, just go open Facebook or open Instagram for a little bit.
Yep.
Everybody's wrong. The
Yep.
problem is everybody's right. We just don't take the time to go ahead and sit there what their thought is. I'm not saying that they have to think the same way you are. Remember, let's go back to living in that silo. The echo chamber can be differing, but we have to break out of that to work with other tribes that may have different mindsets. Now, again, there's some evil stuff out there that no, we don't expect that, but there's more commonality in this world than what is being portrayed right now. And just everything is just, you're wrong, F you, and I can't believe you're stupid, and da-da-da-da. And dude, just take a breath and think about it. And maybe it's just you, the people that are watching this, if a guy, a girl, whoever's going to be watching this, maybe you're the one. Maybe you're the one to open that silo and go work with another tribe to bring that tribe into there. Maybe you're that fuse to start that.
Remember my reminder every morning on my calendar. Who do I have to become?
Yeah.
Are you the one?
Mm-hmm.
I needed to become somebody different yesterday to be able to fulfill all the things that I needed to do. And I got 90% there. 90% wasn't enough.
Yeah.
I didn't become the one.
But you got better.
Well,
I'm not saying that you're pursuing perfection.
Yep.
And there are spots of excellence, but not perfection.
So what happened was it was a 10-prong situation, right? So I adapted for the situation. I abruptly changed my consistency. My wife feels comfortable calling me out on my crap. She challenges me to grow and prosper mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually, right? And she feels comfortable to do that.
Mm-hmm.
I felt good that she felt comfortable to do that. Hugely successful situation between us. I don't know if you guys, if anybody can relate to this, but married people usually don't talk. And if they do, they don't talk well, right? They don't talk well together, right? Yeah, guilty as charged. Mm-hmm. Communication, not great. Yeah, I mean, come together for all kinds of things, come together for a purpose to fight against other people. Great. Mm-hmm. Come together to have a simple communication, failure, right? So yesterday was hugely beneficial, learned a lot, grew a lot. My family grew a lot. Mm-hmm. My staff grew a lot. Had the opportunity to interact with my staff and say, don't allow one negative situation to rule your whole universe, your whole planet. Like I did, right? So that's the key. When you're teaching other people, teach them from your experience and don't forget to place that piece at the end of the sentence. Because that's the most important thing. They're not going to take what you tell them to heart if it's not coming from your heart and your experience and your lesson. It's a game changer.
Yeah, I mean, you really shed some light on some stuff. Is if you really peel back the onion, there are some commonalities that you and April have that Chrissy and I have. Mm-hmm. But at the end of the day, is they're freaking different.
Yeah.
And that's why we married them, is because they had traits that we wanted to be, but we couldn't be, right? So what some strange, weird way, whatever you want to look at it is, but there's also, I'm learning to embrace that. it's been a struggle for me at times, is because I've been so embedded into who I thought I should be and what I was. Again, we talked about that on are you married to your identity? You know, what is truly your identity? We talked about that a couple of weeks ago. But also, you know, I think about what you say too is how easy is when people are like, I'm getting a divorce or whatever, we're breaking up as in relationship. They're just different than I am. Well, no ish.
Yeah.
Because that's why you got in a relationship with them. But it's an easy way out, right? I go ahead and I'm going to go jump into this other silo of people that really think the same way and and then you find out that it's really boring in there and you stop becoming challenged with your life. And it's just, there's just so many different things. That's why I love the maturation of life right now is just, I'm really embracing this. It scares the ish out of me. But it has been invigorating as well, is because I never thought that being uncomfortable would be so much fun.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. And that's kind of where I've come to. And it's really over the last couple months. So that's why, you know, I get to go after we get done with this, I get to talk to my real therapist and go figure out some more stuff.
We're going to have to go down that road and see like,
yeah, man.
So no, we're going to have to be like, so, you know, what does your therapist think about the podcast? Right. And how beneficial has it been? Right.
Yeah, I'm going to make him watch it.
Well, has he not watched any of it?
Not yet, because we just started meeting last week.
Oh, okay. I thought this was your
No.
So, yeah, I would definitely be like, you want an insight into my world?
Yeah.
Watch episode 1 through 44. Okay? So
peel back the onion that way. Make me less expensive to go to see you, because then you can get half of the stuff out that I can't get out.
Right. Well, either that or we could have him on here.
Yeah, right. Could have a Joe Rogan. Yeah, it could. And I hope that the people that just listen to that is, you know, that's, you know, is me learning how to become transparent. I think for a long time it used to be a faux pas that you had to go see a therapist and talk some stuff out. But we all have issues, man.
Yeah.
And that's what Brett talked about earlier. If we continue to live in that silo, and it gets dark and we don't look for avenues to go ahead and put some, you know, there's always light, but if we don't look for avenues to help you get better, how am I going to help somebody else get better? So yes, this is helping me get better. It's helped me to figure some stuff out, some identities that I married that were not the right identities, which, you know, put me in a shoebox for a little bit. But it's never too late. But remember that there is a leader in each one of us, but we have to pursue, again, even if you're in that silo or if you're real comfortable in that tribe, is you have to pursue excellence, and you're never pursue perfection. You're never going to become excellent if you continue to stay in that tribe, or you don't try to find different ways or listen to other people and the wisdom that they have to help others get better. It's up to us to do that.
Well, there's an age-old saying, and everybody's probably heard it, those who can't do, teach.
Right.
Right? And so I want to flip that. I want to be those who screwed up, teach. Right? If you've made a mistake, the best person to go to or to talk to about marriage issues is probably somebody who's been divorced.
Yeah.
Because they'll tell you where they screwed up.
Yeah.
It might apply to your situation. It might not.
Yeah.
But I mean, if they've never had or made a mistake in that area they're trying to coach you on, it's not based upon experience, and there's no validity to their knowledge other than they've read it somewhere from somebody else who screwed up, likely. I will tell you, probably some of the best self-help books that I've ever read were from people that have failed. That's interesting. Think about that one.
Those are the best.
Yep.
A lot of dents in our armor, my dude.
Oh yeah.
But I you know, and yeah. you guys ever really want to peel back an onion and you just think that we're just two dudes up here just kind of doing this stuff, I beg for you to try to tell me something that's going to shock me. I I've been down that path. Some of them have been glorious, and some of them have been just gross. But I also think that I was put in those positions, and also reason why I'm on the other side of that, or working to get on the other side of that, is because I can relate to a lot of things that people have gone through. A lot. And I'm not, there was a part of me for a long time that was ashamed of it. I'm not ashamed anymore. It's just I can relate to you on a different level. There's not a lot of things you can do. You can try to. I've had people try to shock me. I'm like, dude, been there, done that. It wasn't worth it at the end of the day, but I
got you here.
It got you here, and there's also a persona that, or a vibe that comes out of me when people share that stuff with me, that they feel comfortable sharing me, because then they know they're not going to be judged. But even if I go give them critique into it, it's not from a judgment standpoint, because I've been there and I can relate to them. And a lot of us have that quality in them, because a lot of us have licked the gutter or been close to licking the gutter and made some bad decisions. Don't be a pansy. Go out there and share your losses. What Brent just said, the best books that ever been written are the guys that failed, giving you the tools so you don't have to go through the failures that they did, or understand that they went through those dark alleys as well. So
yeah,
I think that's it, man. I think that we have to go change some lives.
Yeah.
Today. And
I gotta go fix a car that's still stranded.
Yeah.
That threw me off. So yeah.
Well, I'm gonna go get a couple things. We're gonna go show some houses. As I said, we're gonna go do a little bit of therapy, and then I'm gonna go chase a white golf ball and put some people together. So, any final words for you, my dude?
Hopefully you do better than I do, because I'm like Happy Gilmore. So, but just less accurate.
Yeah.
But I would say, yeah, just really take the time to understand what you're doing, where you're going, and what you need to do to be adaptable, and then go make a damn difference.
Yeah. Just remember, wisdom has been here since the beginning of time. So when you get it, don't take it for granted.
And then go apply it.
And that's what will give you knowledge.
Yep. Wisdom without application is zero.
Yep. All right, guys, we are going to get out of here. Thank you so much for your continued support. If there's something about this episode that you really like, as we always said, this podcast is never going to be monetized. So we're going to have a little bit longer road to become successful here, because we're not asking advertisers to help us put it out. This is all word of mouth. So when you see this, share the freaking show so we can help some other people out there. But besides, have a great week. Thank you again for all of you guys that have subscribed to our channel. If you haven't done so yet, hit that subscribe button, share the show. Do whatever you need to do to get this message out. Leave us a comment and let us know how it changed your life. If it made you happy, made you sad, or made you think, whatever that is, put it in comments, either the YouTube spot or the Spotify spot. And until we see each other again, stay safe and God bless. We love you guys. Take care.